Good morning, everyone. My name is Dan Allen.
Grand Rising, everybody.
I am your
It's Queen.
um, and we're at the top of our. We're about to start our 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time Q&A. Again, I'm Dan Allen, and my co-host is my partner, Mr. Tito Avila. Mr. Avila, are you here? You ready?
Yes, sir.
You can take the screen. The show is yours. Hi, good morning, Queen. I need to get that introduction out because I'm recording. Okay, you just muted yourself, Tito, but
I think we hit it at the same time. All right, I'm gonna get this on the screen.
Oh, what up, Tito? What up? I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. This morning, everybody, I'm sorry. Somebody asked me about, I apologize, Tito. Somebody asked me to tell them what I saw with these trades. I'm gonna make it bigger for a second. You can write it down. This is gonna be the beginning of our conversation. You put stuff in. So they took sell positions, which means they wanted the chart to go down. That's what that means. This 0.10 means they were trading at $1 a pip. They're in demo, so this was all practice. We're going to start with these numbers here, which is how they entered the trade, right? And so what also happened, and we had a small conversation about it, is they sent me this, helped me get a timestamp. So this is around the 29th of January. However, this is not trading view. This is an MT4 chart. So we had a little conversation because if I'm going to help in any way, I need the people I'm going to help and everybody here to start to learn how to use trading view. So we're going to take the timestamp, which is January the 29th, somewhere around there. And let's look at the trade and see what we see, right? But we're at, so you can see I'm going to be at 143.58, 56, 56, 57, 58. It's all around the same area. So it looked like they took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions all around at the same spot. Probably not the thing I'm gonna suggest to most people, but that's what it looks like because the difference between 58 to 56 is 2 pips. This is the same pip. This is 1 pip higher, 1 pip higher, 2 pips lower. So this last number isn't an actual pip, it's like a pre-pip, if you will. But so this middle is the pip level. So we're going to use, it doesn't matter really which one, the 2 pips play. And I want to, let's look at it on the chart and then have our first little conversation around that and then get to the questions. So this is Bitcoin. I was just kind of hanging out with it this morning. Actually talking with my 26-year-old about it. Mr. Ramos, thank you for the education. It's about to be something. So this is the pair, the Great British Pound versus the Japanese Yen. Take it to an hour chart, which is kind of the default set, and then scale it down or up as need be. This is what we call a naked chart. You know it's the 1 hour chart because up here it says 1 hour, and also right here, this is called a watermark. I already made the mark. So I already made the mark, right? So now we just got to kind of find the 29th of January, which is right about here. So from the 29th of January, 12 o'clock, that's midnight. And then the 29th of January, or the 30th of January, 12 o'clock. One second. Oh, it must have been the weekend. It was the 29th, it was a Friday. Okay, so we got till 1700. There you go. Eastern Standard. That's a Friday. So this is the time frame of the trade. I don't know when they were in the trade or not, but we got in at, this is the 143567, which is right. That's this one, 143567. I use that one. And they got out the trade at 143594. which is right about 2.7 pips. So they got in and got right back out too. So I'm not exactly sure what they were asking me to see. We got the day now. Take it to the 5 minute. Okay, we got the day. So not even sure what the questions are, Tito, but I just wanted to make sure that I honor the situation. But so I'm looking at the trade and look like they were just all the ladies just getting in and out.
Are they on here?
I'm not sure. I don't want to bring them. You see last week I didn't say Toy, she jumped on herself and then she said it. So that's how we knew it was Toy, because she said, yo, I got a question. That was me. So yeah. But so what do you see, I guess, if anything, Tito? They took a whole bunch of real short trades for sells and got right back out of it. What does this day look like to you?
So I mean, I guess for me, I like specific questions, just like I know you do, Mr. Allen. So,
Right.
you know, for me, it's like it's not at all uncommon to experience, you know, what we call whipsaws, which means that, you know, you buy and then price doesn't go the way you want it to, and you panic and you sell for a loss. GBP, JPY are, it's a combination of two of the most volatile pairs or currencies, sorry. And it's going to be a roller coaster if you decide to go into a trade with it, right? Different strokes for different folks. You're going to have a certain level of emotional fitness if you're going to be trading a pair like this. And, you know, if you're following a signal or whatever it may be, that's great. Just make sure that you're using it as an opportunity to get to know the pair the same way we always talk about. You know, every single one moves a little differently. You got to familiarize yourself with the rhythm and the tendencies. In my experience, GBP JPY has a tendency to go what I call up in smoke, which is kind of a process where it just floats off into this, you know, one direction, kind of almost like it looks like smoke. It's just kind of going like that. It does that a lot, and out of nowhere, it all of a sudden just pop and go crazy in the opposite direction. So with that in mind, I don't know if there's, without getting a specific question from this person, I don't know if there's anything to say except for the fact that this is a highly unpredictable pair for a person that is not very familiar with it. I am certainly not an expert on this pair, and I don't know if I would want to be, to be honest with you. But you know, if that's something, if it fits your style and you like it, then that's great. But other than that, I would just say, you know, be very mindful and make sure you're managing your risk accordingly when it comes to trading a pair like this one.
So for me, standing out, I guess in my mind, is first the pair itself, like you're talking about, right? I started off on the euro dollar, and I'm still super good on the euro dollar. I see it. I'm like a ghost whisperer on the euro dollar, right? So somebody challenged me. They didn't even know me, but they were saying it we start studying people and catching up with people. That is the difference from being a currency trader and just a pair trader. And at the time, I was only a pair trader, Euro, USD. So then when I started to become a currency trader, and this is before the school model of Epic and the previous project, I ended up picking this pair, right? And I tried to do what I did on the euro dollar with this pair, got my head bust wide open, like I was boxing with John when I was 12. Like it went crazy for me. And I got an aggressive spirit, right, Tito? So I said, okay, pound yen, I'm about to tame you. So I spent like 5 months just with this pair. I had the monthly high lows. I didn't know there were key levels yet, right? So I know how to trade this pair too. But it was, Tito, the euro dollar, right? It'd go 40 pips away from you, then it'll start working its way back. Like, okay, so I had a 50 pip stop loss. I would just take I would just be rumbling with the euro dollar. I had a 50 pip stop loss on this, ran right through it, took me to a negative 100 pips. And I'm like, it can't keep going lower. It can't keep going lower. Yes, it could.
He's trying to tell you to stay down.
Wait, let's say I'm taking a buy, so it's going to the sell, and it's like negative 100 pips. And I'm still taking buys, waiting for it to turn around. I said, no, I'm gonna get another one. So this pair definitely deserves respect. What I see though, real fast, is without a top-down analysis, I see price stopped at this level. It stopped here again. These are supports.
Mm-hmm.
It stopped here again. It stopped here again. Right here, stopped again. So without the person doing the top-down analysis, it looked like they got themselves caught at a key level, which is where you don't want to enter a trade at. This is where you want to be, where Coach Ryan talks about reject, retest, and then react. So that's what stands out to me for anybody that is looking.
Yeah, and those were all they were all sell orders. Is that right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm sure. Okay, good question. So they're all sell orders, and I don't have the time again, but they're all still right around the same area. So what I'm looking at is the person probably didn't do a top-down analysis, because here it's like 1, 2. This is that support. This is kind of at support. This red one. This is that support. Up here is kind of at resistance right here. Then it's that support again. Then it's playing around here. Then it's that support. Then it's that support. But it keeps going back and forth. So this is what we would call a key level. And this is where you don't want to enter the trade. You will want to see it reacting like here it came across. So first this is resistance at this spot. It broke to support, came back, broke resistance, came back down. So that was the rejection, right? Then it came back to what would be now the retest. And this might be a buy trade, but not here, but here, right? And if you look, it made it made the double top type of thing a little ugly. So either way, I don't want to make the whole call about this one person's inquiry, but I do want to honor that if you send stuff to us, mainly the GP group, right? Early, that'd be the top of the list on the Saturday call, which is what I wanted to honor today.
Yeah, and there's a lot to unpack with it. We could talk about this the whole call if we wanted to, but it's like you said, it comes down to top-down analysis. And if you're not familiar with the top-down analysis, do not be afraid to ask. Make sure you're doing your Epic University modules. Familiarity with the pair, in this case, especially in this case. Emotional fitness, okay, because this person may just been a case of panicking multiple times and being a victim to what we call whipsaws, right? Which means panicking when it doesn't go your way and selling for a loss, and then maybe coming in again in the opposite direction, and then again doing it again, getting cut.
Listen, greed and panic get your account at zero fast.
And the brokers know that. Market makers know that, and that's where they make their bank. So your discipline is your sustainability and their loss, but they're actually okay with that, because then you would be in a minority of traders by having that emotional fitness and that discipline and that desire to exercise more caution. So
absolutely.
Let me get mine up here. Man, sometimes it's sharing is a little tricky for me. Maybe because I have so many windows open, but it doesn't know which one to go to. Let me pull it up here real quick.
So we go to share. Look at the one that look like the chart you want.
Yeah, sometimes I have multiple open, so it doesn't necessarily know which one. So I'm gonna just bring it up here.
I understand that trading life.
In the meantime, if you have a question, please feel free to unmute yourself or type it in the chat. I want to say, because I've spoken to a couple people recently that are of the impression that a lot of times what we go over in here is a little too intimidating for them. I want to say this is a space that there is no such thing as a dumb question. This is an opportunity to take it from square one and to leverage and lean on your team, lean on us, because, you know, everybody here is a student, including myself, including Mr. Allen, and that's key in this process. Okay, so there are so many tools and so many things we can do with a limited amount of time that we have in here. So please make the most of it and don't hesitate to ask a question.
And with that though, right? To add, not a but. It's okay to just sit and watch until you got it to where you can agree with what Tito just said to you. So if Tito said it and you don't feel good in your spirit yet, just hang out. Because somebody's gonna ask a question and you'll see how we love on each other, and then you can then get comfortable, and then you'll find what Tito said is true. So if you give us 1% of your trust to get here, we'll earn the other 99% so that you'll be able to tell other people about what happens here, that what Tito said is 100% accurate. You don't got to take our word for it. Just hang out and then get comfortable. The water's fine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So go ahead and type it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself, whatever it may be. We got 38 people. Hello? Yes, sir.
My name is Carlton Miller. Hey, I'm actually a newbie, but I'm working. I'm a recruiter. I work a lot. So, but I need to start from square one. Who can help me get the account set up? How do I get the account set up and actually get my account funded? That's where I'm just getting started. Do you have a training for that? Can somebody walk me through that one-on-one? That's where I'm at in the beginning.
Okay, yeah. So the first thing that I would recommend, let me ask you this. Have you had a chance to log into your back office with Epic?
I did. I logged in and I started looking at I couldn't find the information to get set up. Maybe I didn't look.
Okay. So what I would recommend is this. Number one, go into your back office and on the left-hand menu, you're going to click on Epic University. If you have any issues navigating anything, definitely get in touch with your sponsor. And if they're not able to, lean on them to get you to somebody that can help you to start navigating. Mr. Allen here he's going to show you where this is at specifically, but this is going to be a great starting point for you because a lot of this is covered in the Epic University section. And Coach Max has done a brilliant job of creating something that has never really been done in this industry in my understanding. And it's really taking you from the very, very beginning here where it says basic school. You're going to get everything, all the information that you need to get started and answer the vast majority of questions that you might have. Okay. So we're here to support and supplement.
So the first time I went in there, maybe it's been updated. I've been on a while, a few months, but I haven't got it. No, when I went in there, it didn't show the account set up. It went into the education of trading. I got you.
So as far as the account setup, the first thing that you're going to need to do is do a little bit of research on brokers. Okay. And we can talk about that here briefly if you want, but basically the idea is that you just want to get with a broker that what I look for personally in a broker is two primary things, aside from the obvious, which is that it has what I want to trade. The second thing is with what ease can I put money in and take money out, right? And what are the fees associated with that, if any? And the second thing is what are the spreads? And the spread is simply what is the distance between the buy price and the sell price. And that's going to vary from broker to broker. This is one of the ways they remain competitive. And I would say that's just sharing what I look for, but I would say that's a good starting point. And once you find the broker you want, getting your account funded is not going to be too difficult. That first step is pretty easy.
So for me, somebody introduced you to this journey, what I would do, because you became a client of theirs and also potentially a business partner, however you're looking at it, I would ask that person, who is the person you're plugged into? Because the one-on-one help you're asking for is coming from somewhere that bridge to the system or the people connected to that, right? So,
Well, I don't want to take up your time at this point, but I'll get back with that person.
right, that they're your bridge into the system. And so your being here, right, means some way you're connected to Dion Raymond, some kind of way, right? So what I would do is ask that person first, you said directly, but Dion Raymond normally is on this call. And if you put your contact information in the chat, Tori, write it down for me. What I'll do is I'll ask Mr. Rambis to give you a call. Is that fair?
Yeah, it's fair.
So just put a phone number or email and Tori write it down for me. And what I'll ask Mr. Rambis to do is just say hello to you. And then that way we'll figure out who's the closest person to help you with a little one-on-one to get your account set up and answer some of those questions.
All right, I'll put my information in there now.
Okay.
Thank you, gentlemen. Greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely, no, great question. Thank you very much. This is what we were just talking about. There's no from where you started to where you want to go is what this whole call is about.
Right.
So,
Right, I got my information in there. Look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Write it down for me, Tori, pretty please.
Gotcha.
yeah, we're very fortunate to have an example of a servant leader like Mr. Rambis. He doesn't hesitate to reach out, have a conversation with you at any time he's available, no matter how new you may be or whatever it may be. He's great for pointing you in the right direction. So, all right, who else got a question?
Good morning, everyone. How we doing?
Morning.
All right, this is Robert.
Morning, Robert.
It's not a question that I have. I just had a quick comment. There was a study hall that Coach Max gave on January 28th, which was really good, and she basically took it back to the basics. And it was very clear on just the strength of the different pairs. So I would just, I guess, like advise if people are going through the going through the university, just to take a look at that particular study hall, because it sort of cleared up a lot of things for me, like a lot of confusion that I had about when to take the grade, when not to take the grade, and different things of that nature. So I'm basically looking at it again, taking notes, and so I just wanted to just put that out there and everything. So
Sweet. Thank you very much.
It was on January 28th.
January 28th, Coach Max study hall. I wrote it down.
January 28th. It was really nice and clear. And I would recommend everybody would just take a look at it. Right. So especially for the new people, because I wish that they would have done this.
I'm new.
Huh?
I'm new too. I need it. You said Coach Max. That's all. You got me at hello. I'm gonna put brain downloaded.
All right. Yeah, January 28th.
I got it. I'm gonna give you some feedback to the GP group. I appreciate you sharing, brother.
You got it, sir.
Tito, he gonna say Coach Max. They say new people like he ain't talking to us too.
Every opportunity, man, especially when you get her and Ryan on the same line. It's like rip it, put it in your computer. That's just gold nuggets raining every single time.
I don't know what everybody's goals are, right? But Toy and I, we hung out for 2 days last week watching Coach Max together, like we were on the drive-in theater watching a good movie. Ooh, you see that part? Ooh, did you get that part? So, don't tell me, Coach Max. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna watch that.
Yeah, I mean, every other line is, let me just stop. I'm giving out too much. Because it's true, man. It's just like, it's very concentrated quality every single time, So they don't come on all the time, but when Coach Max is on, I would highly recommend maximizing that. You want to get your money's worth with Epic, get on when she's on. You know what I mean? She put this whole thing together, so it's worth it.
Real fast. Toy, how was that time taking our time watching Coach Max and dissecting what she's saying? Like, we didn't watch it for entertainment. We were watching it like we trying to save our lives, and she was a swim coach, something that this is how you make sure you don't drown. But Toy, give me 2 minutes of that, of how was that slowing down watching Coach Max for you, and how long you been trading?
It was absolutely off the chain. Watching Coach Max, taking the notes, pausing, talking through it, dissected it really good, and taking advice, you know, just be, like you said, being the student. So I love being the student, because if you are a know-it-all, then you miss it all. So with me just sitting there and really like dissecting and pausing and putting circles and lines and even wanting to learn the information was off the chain. So thank you, Mr. Allen. I've been having fun, and I've been only trading for probably 3 weeks now. But it's been fun.
Absolutely. When you are a know-it-all, you miss it all. I take notes from everybody. Thank you very much for sharing. Tito, the call yours, brother.
Note takers and money makers.
Oh, wow, there's another one.
That's it. That's it.
Note takers are money makers.
Questions? Let's bring it in. Right now, we are almost at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So we got some time.
Tito, I put a question.
Oh, I
in
see it.
the
Yes.
chat.
My apologies. I saw that. Okay.
No worries. Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
For sure. What are the pairs that beginners should stay away from, meaning the most volatile? So I'll just give a quick thought on that before answering it directly. A very common misconception in these markets is that all volatility is negative, right? This is a concept that or a misconception that I had prior to me stepping up and deciding that I wanted to do this full time, that I wanted to take my skills to the next level. Volatility in and of itself is not a negative thing. As a matter of fact, if the markets didn't have volatility, there wouldn't be opportunity for us to capitalize on as traders. So with that in mind, you know, I wouldn't say that volatility would be a reason on its own to stay away from a pair. It's more than that. There are more factors that come into you deciding what pairs work for you. Now, from a beginner standpoint, a pair with very high volatility is going to be maybe more, it's going to take more time to get the hang of than one that does not move as fast. And simultaneously, by nature, with less volatility, there's less opportunity to make money, okay? Or let's say a significant amount of it. So the same way that, you know, if you're, let's say, you know, you're a bull rider, you know, you're probably going to start off, you know, with the donkey or something like that. Not that I know a lot about cattle, but you're not going to start off with the bull that's throwing people off, even the professionals, within 5 seconds. So with that in mind, you know, I don't know if you know, it's really any of our place to make a recommendation and say, oh, you should start with this pair or that pair. But in general, just have in mind that pairs that include GBP, right, the British pound, and pairs that include the Japanese yen specifically are known for, number one, being relatively unpredictable, and number two, for having high volatility, which just means that when they move in a certain direction, they can move in that direction. And really, relative to other pairs, they can move significantly further in those directions. So is that a bad thing? Depends on who you ask. If it's somebody that is looking for that type of movement in their trading style, they might gravitate towards that. they might say, you know what, I'm up for that challenge. I want to get to know that pair. I want to be able to catch those kinds of pips. Somebody else might say, no, I'm not really interested. You know, I don't need to catch that many pips. I don't need that level of volatility for my style and what I'm trying to do here. So I hope that clarifies. I'd like to get Mr. Allen's take on it as well.
I would redirect the question, right? Because it sounds, I know that it's not what you're doing, Kim, but I'm when I hear a question like that, I pause because I got a yellow flag and somebody's trying to skip. They're trying to shortcut the shortcut. No, it's not you, Kim. So when I get that question, I go back to the reason why we have this relationship with Epic, why we can even have this time to ask this question, is because Epic has an education form. And I know the person that's asking would say, I know that, but what type of pair? So, right? So then from a sequencing perspective, because like the gentleman called today, I would ask the person, have you gotten into a demo trading account yet, right? Because in demo, it don't matter what pair you pick. Then, right, because I got a demo, but I don't know what pairs to trade. That's what they're going to say next. Because I've had this conversation, right? Then I go, they think I'm avoiding the question, but I'm trying to help them because I hear shortcut and the shortcut, right? So just have them with the trade. That's what I mean, but not you, Kim, I know, right? So then the next thing I ask is, have you picked which live trading session you can make? Pick one of the three. And if somebody's too busy to get any of the three live trading sessions anytime ever, have fun with the trade alerts. So now you got to pick a pair because the signals are coming. Use those, but in demo. So now me and the person's we're stuck because now we got to figure out: are you just going to take signals? That's it, or we're going to go back to a live trading session, right? So now if we get one live trading session, use those pairs because you don't even know whether you're a scalper yet, an intraday trader, like because somebody makes that some people I work with say I don't have time to just sit at the chart, Mr. Allen. Okay, but you got to be able to know what pair you're getting in with, know how to set a take profit and stop loss, and then be able to get on to with your day. Other traders like myself, I'd rather be in front of the chart for the time I'm actually trading. I'm a control freak, right? I need to see what's going on. Like, no, I don't like what you're doing right now. I'm out. So a person that's a walk away from the chart person can't even coach me. We're doing two separate different things, right? One of us is delivering babies, the other one is doing heart surgery. Two totally both doctors. So now we start having that conversation with the person, and we can get to a live trading session. You'll start seeing certain pairs being used on those sessions. Start with them, and then see which ones you like.
That's right.
Okay.
I was actually
From
going to say
there,
that.
while you're in demo, then start getting your results in demo. Then start earning your way over to the 20 pips a day. Then we'll start looking at a live account. So that I would rearrange that question if I'm talking to somebody like we're doing now to a sequence in the business. Because by the time you get a pair you like, you've kind of done some of that other stuff that I just talked about.
Okay, so when I'm going to be between a scalper and intraday trader,
Okay.
and I've chosen pairs that basically coincide with the primary time frames, which is the New York session, the Asian session, and the London session.
Wait. You said you're gonna deliver babies and do heart surgery and do it 24 hours a day. Those three sessions are all of them.
Because you gotta stay ready.
But that's fine. Wait. That's fine. But when you're a scalper, that's delivering babies, right? When you're an intraday trader, that's doing heart surgery.
Okay.
So when you say I'm gonna do a little bit of both, you just said I'm gonna go in the whole spectrum of everything. So while you do a little bit of both, you gotta learn once because they're two different skills.
Right.
It's not even learning how to box left-handed and then right-handed. It's learning how to play golf at a high level and learning how to swim at a high level. It's like it's like the way you just said that, you actually didn't say anything yet. You got to bring it in first. Learn one of them.
Right.
Be profitable in one of them, then learn the other one, right? And while you're in demo, do both, get on every session till you find out which one you want to master first.
Okay.
Because there should be a certain level of at least proficiency before you go from demo to live. And if you're working on scalping and intraday trading at the same time, you want to go from demo to live, the progression of skill set on both of them. You can't say because you got it on one that you have it on the other.
Right. Right. I concur.
Yeah.
I posed the question because I personally didn't know that GJ was such a volatile, crazy pair.
Right.
And although that's not one of my choices, I didn't know.
You ain't jump in there with it yet. That's why. That's all.
Right. Like I'm going crazy on my demo account. However, you know.
Right.
All right.
Well, no, wait. Trade it, start trading it, because you're doing scalping and intraday trading and all three sessions. Like you're a mad woman. Start trading in your demo. You'll see what we're talking about in about 4 days.
I am gonna 20 pip and dip my life to success, guys.
Yeah. Firsthand, and let me just add this real quick. So the two things that I always say you cannot teach are intuition and inspiration. Right? You can help somebody develop that, but I can't just say to you, okay, be inspired, go, or okay, be intuitive, perceive this, go. From the perspective of any new skill that you're going to learn, the one thing that propels your ability to absorb information and make decisions based on that is inspiration. So for me, what I found inspired me in my learning process in these markets was to attach myself to a teacher or to a coach whose teaching style, whose communication ability, and whose trading style I resonated with, and just attached myself to that and rode the wave of inspiration that gave me. So with that, what I want to say is, as opposed to maybe starting from the middle by making a decision, what sounds like an absolute decision that I am going to be this type of trader, I would say start from the beginning in the sense of let the inspiration come to you through doing the work of showing up, where you may come across something that you didn't expect in that process of receiving this information and these teachings, where something will say to you, you know what, that's a very interesting approach, or that's an interesting thing. Let me try that. And you do, and it feels good. It inspires. And so that's an organic way of finding what your style is, right? To where at the end of it, or on your journey, you may be surprised at the style that you adopt. So with that, obviously Coach Max is really the fulcrum of the team, and she's the one who built out the educational side of this. So she is always going to be, in my opinion, a great starting point at the least with her 20 pips and dip style and the fundamentals of the skill set. But from that point, there's a whole universe of ways that you can go about this. So I would say, just keep your cup empty, right? As they say in the Taoist tradition, and, just show up, be ready, and be open to anything that.
No, I absolutely concur with both of you gentlemen. It is Coach Max that has inspired me. So I honestly only studied 20 pips and dip. Okay. That's it. So until I can master that, I don't want to do anything else because I know how I'm set up. So I'm set up for 20 pips and dip, and that basically is the end. But thank you very much. I'm extremely grateful.
Coach Max always says, pick one pair. Just stick to that pair for, and once you get familiar enough, maybe, start looking at another couple, and then you have a small group. But that one pair, master the one pair. Just that's it.
So
20 pips, one pair.
I'm trading a pound yen at the time, right? Around April 2000 and was it 20? 19? 2020, April. So Raymond's giving me the video. I see Trigera. I said, oh, wow, okay. I already know how to trade, but let's see if I can help other people learn, if it makes sense to me, blah, blah, blah. So now I got to evaluate the traders because before I recommend and unleash it to my folks, I need to make sure they're solid traders, right? So Trigera started having money problems, whatever's going on with them. So now I'm starting to tune into the live sessions. And because of the time what's happening with Trigera, Coach Max and Coach Ryan are doing the Asian session and the New York session every day. So that's how I meet them. So they were just talking about some other people that quit being coaches. They sorry, blah, 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 but they're going to pick up the slack. So I don't know none of the problem. I just know I got Max and Ryan 2 sessions a day, right? Phil, my big brother, I'm saying, Phil, let's get on both sessions, blah, blah, blah. So now I'm watching both sessions every day for about a month. I've never traded the dollar yen ever. It just never was attracted to me. So then Coach Max do a call where she validates why she trades it. And so I'm looking like, let me see. By the time she started to talk about it from a trader's perspective, one, I respect it because I'm a trader, and two, I picked it up as a pair that I trade. And then when me and certain people, I actually send them that way because I know that's the one that Max uses first, and she has very smart reasons for why she does. So that's that inspiration we were talking about. It came from Coach Max, talking about it from a trader's perspective with no hype involved, and then proving what she was saying as she was making her case. And so that inspiration and intuitivism you just gave, that I found that there, and it was with Coach Max.
100%.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is Yolanda. I'm coming up. I was the young lady that sent those when the call first started. I'm having phone problems, so if my call dropped, it's because it's keep dropping. I logged in at least 6 times since we've been on the call, so hopefully it doesn't drop this time.
Yes, ma'am. How did that information go for you? Do you have a question from what we talked about? Like that call just dropped. Oh, what's going on? You there, Yolanda?
I think maybe it did.
Yeah, absolutely. Wait, she pre-warned us. Anybody else? We had 11:42, so we could, this is that we can start slow winding down if there's no more questions. Going once. Going twice. Absolutely.
Okay, this Yolanda. Hey, can you hear me now?
Okay, Deja, Yolanda, help your mom out, Deja. Absolutely. Let's jump in.
Okay, my phone is just totally not working.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you for going over that trade. That was a trade that I placed in my demo account on February 2nd. That was a trade alert. I did not chart it.
Let's go back to it.
I wanted to chart it with Dan to find out why, just to go over the education behind it, to get an understanding of what happened because it lost. So I just placed it. I saw what happened. I want to get an understanding of what happened by actually coming back and charting it.
But it didn't really lose. You got out the trade. That's part of it, right? Because first you said February 2nd, so that's better. So now that's not this day. That's why I needed to know. You said February 2nd?
Yes.
Okay. So now we're over here. Look at how I played with it here. It came back and played with it again here. It's still hanging all right here. Like this needed a top-down analysis on it first, so that way you could actually probably not got into any mess. What time did the alert come?
The alert came at hold on one second, I'll tell you. The alert was placed at 6:13
a.m.
No, that was
p.m.
p.m.
Okay. So your 6:13 is my 7:13. So 7. Hold on. Let me get a line. Your 6:13 is my 7:15. That was a pretty good trade alert, Yolanda. Look at it. If it came in here, and it was here. So price was either here or here, because this is where you got in at, right? So one of these 2 spots, because then it's all right here. But if you look at, because I know the pair, if you look at from here where I'm gonna make it bigger too, But if you look at from here above it, we're right here, all the way down to here, that's 20 pips. And this is starting at 10 o'clock. So you'd have been in the trade for a little bit. This right here is another one from here to here. And then even if it pulled back, you still would end up making it to here. So if you were looking at, I'm getting this trade, like Kim said, I'm just doing 20 pips in dip. I ain't messing with these jokers. As Coach Max said it, you at 21 pips here before it goes back up. And then even if it goes back up because you didn't get out for I don't know what reason, but just from a 20 pip and dip perspective, if you went down and priced, the broker didn't let you out because all tides go to the broker, you came back in, you're negative 10 pips, you come back in here again, this takes you down to 32 pips. So from February the 2nd, that's like it never goes negative past this 10 pips. And then that's giving you a hammer or a dragonfly doji, whatever way you want to look at that, to give you some more confidence. So now this is just you getting right back out the trade. This is no top-down analysis. That's the place you put the trade in, looking for 20 pips to the sell. It looks beautiful to me. So
Okay. Thank you. I want to go over just to get an
absolutely.
understanding of what I actually played in demo based on the alert.
Now, first, you're in demo, so that's beautiful. 2, trade alert. You just took the first, you pressed the button. That's beautiful. You just didn't let it ride at all.
Okay.
But that's
All right.
wait. That's a great trade alert.
Thank you.
But you know, you get one of them a day. You can make some things happen.
That's what I'm looking for.
But thanks for letting me see the rest of it, Jan. That's what I was missing was exactly when you got in the trade. But super good stuff. Does anybody have any more questions before we pass it over to Mr. Rambis?
Mr. Rambis.
Once again, it's on. Congratulations, gentlemen, on knocking out a phenomenal Q&A session. So, guys, every Saturday you need to be here and invite your team members so they can actually get this type of content and value, just added value. Think about it. This is not paid for. These guys are taking out their own time, their own sweat equity, time away from their families, their other businesses to give back to all of us. So I'm so thankful to both of you. Appreciate you, Mr. Allen and Mr. Avila, of course. At noon, here in about a few minutes, right? In the next 12 minutes, I'll be hosting our noon opportunity Zoom for those of you who want to build both sides of our business model. The residual income side, we'll do 3 Zooms today, 12 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 9 p.m. today and tomorrow. It's a blitz every weekend. We're in the middle of our 40-day, 40-night blitz. So get it loaded up, as many guests as you can at 12, 5, and 9 p.m. That is, of course, our meeting ID 777-434-6287. Not this meeting ID. It's our Blitz meeting ID. Again, 777-434-6287. And then at 1 p.m. today, you guys have an incredible opportunity to hear from our entire corporate staff, right? The vision of 2021 is being painted today at 1 p.m. Don't miss that. That's our corporate Zoom meeting at opportunity.epictrading.com. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern, all times Eastern. And you'll get to hear from everybody, the entire executive staff, including Coach Max, will be on today. I wouldn't miss it if I were you. So you guys, again, have a phenomenal rest of your weekend. Don't forget to close it out strong, hit the next rank, and we'll see you on the beaches of the world. I'll turn it back over to you guys. Thanks again.
Mr. Rambis, if you look in the chat, and I'm gonna send it over to you as well when I get it from Toy. There's a young man by the name of Carlton Miller. He has his email address and phone number. By the way he asked his questions, I would, if you can, tap him on the shoulder, or when you see his name in the back office, plug his upline Found 600 with him. He was asking some, how do I set up my broker, like regular stuff that we would do together, or like you've done with me with the Bitcoin 1,000 times, and we just don't know how he's connected in. So if you could touch him real fast, not today, of course, I know, on your own time, or just reach out to him because he needs somebody at least to say hello to him. If that's all right.
Absolutely, absolutely. I just put it into my calendar, so it is considered done, sir. And Carlton, I'll be reaching out to you today.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Tito, the call yours. I'm done.
Hey guys, the hardest step to take is the first step, always. So take it, get on a broker, get in demo mode, get trading. And when you have an experience, when you're doing that, and you want to talk about it, make note of it, make note of the timestamps of your trades and whatnot, and then send them, bring them here or send them to the GEP chat. If you're not in the GEP chat, talk to your sponsor and we'll get you in there. Other than that, thank you for your questions and have a great weekend. We'll see you again this time next week.